Welcome to the Dropping Gems con Muchos Colores podcast. I am your host, Arely Lagunas. This is an audio community where we own and share our stories as trailblazer moms, crafting a unique and meaningful work lifestyle, leading with passion, breaking barriers, and chasing bold dreams on our own terms. Celebrating our Latina motherhood voices to bring you genuine insights of the highs, the lows, and in-betweens of working moms from a First Gen Latina lens. We don't have to travel this journey alone. Let's get started. Welcome to our first official episode. I'm super excited to be part of your audio adventure. I cannot wait to spotlight all the incredible guests that will be joining us each month. Our guests will drop gems, lessons, and tools to cultivate a balance in motherhood, career, entrepreneurship, and wellness in a non-judgmental and energizing space. I would also like to introduce myself and share my mission behind the Dropping Gems con Muchos Colores podcast. I'm your host, Arely Lagunas, a first-generation Latina, born in Mexico and raised in the U.S. I lived my first 3 years of life in Mexico, with 1 year living with my paternal grandparents, while my parents applied for our visa, me and my sister, to join them in the United States. After a year, we finally reunited with my parents and oldest brother. And soon after that, my youngest sibling, my little brother, would be born. I come from a family of 6 with 3 siblings. I attended my first few years of school at Brentano in the heart of Logan Square neighborhood in Chicago. I moved when I was in 4th grade to the northwest suburb of Chicago. I am a working mom, a mom of 3 incredible children that are full of energy, bring me joy, test my patience, and have earned me quite a few ganas by my early 30s. But more importantly, fill my heart with love. I love to explore the world through traveling. I love nature, and I am a sweet tooth, which is why I love baking, and my kids do too. My favorite dessert is homemade tres leches cake. I'm also married to my loving husband for 12 years, whom I have nominated to be my IT support during this audio journey, and hopefully I convince him by the end of the first season. I tend to use humor to ease my nerves, as growing up using my voice in any form was very frightening to me and kept me reserved for the most part. It wasn't until I learned how powerful our voices are and the need for many women, Latinas, mamas, voices to be added to the conversation to build a purposeful life and empower others. One of the many reasons for the creation of this wonderful community of podcasts. I still get nervous speaking in public. However, I no longer have stage fright like I did before when I was a teen. I am also now more intentional about using my voice, especially in places where there's lack of representation of voices of women of color, such as leadership roles in organizations, which I have unfortunately witnessed firsthand working as an HR professional. As a first-gen Latina, I navigated new waters, like many of us, attending college and starting a career that I wish to share during this journey because I also struggle with imposter syndrome, people-pleasing, self-doubt, and burnout. The journey has definitely been full of stepping stones, but also invaluable lessons. I believe there's so much value in speaking about these topics, especially as a first-gen Latina working mom, who I believe have extra layers added for being women and women of color and a minority in the workforce. I am on a mission to encourage everyone to elevate their voice, their stories, and leave the norm of shrinking our voices, especially as first-gen Latina working moms. This is how the idea of Dropping Gems con Muchos Colores podcast began to emerge about 10 months ago. I consider myself a lifetime learner. I'm also a big fan of education. As long as I have memory, I knew I wanted to attend college. I was motivated by my parents' upbringings. My parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, and ancestors had a different lifestyle and priority than us. Education was certainly not on the top of their priority list. They did their best with what they had and knew. From humble beginnings, my family provided the core necessities in life, such as food and shelter, and pursued the American dream of coming to the US for better opportunities. This was truly their priority, and they accomplished it. I'm honoring my parents' sacrifice of coming to a new country, a new world for them, and start from scratch to build a life with more possibilities to financially maintain a family of six and also contribute and support their parents as adults, something merely impossible to do in their hometown in Mexico due to the lack of job opportunities and better opportunities overall. I dedicated myself to obtain a bachelor's degree by attending a 2-year community college and finished my degree at DePaul University. I graduated with a Bachelor of Commerce in 2007, and I told myself I would take a small, much needed break before I pursued my master's. That break lasted about 3 years unintentionally. And in retrospect, it was well worth it. I received a master's in human resources management in 2003. If it wasn't because college tuitions are skyrocketing, I would probably be in school again right now. I'm drawn to the process of learning something new every day, and I love education. In my own quest to balance motherhood and career, I stumbled along the way and found my way back to redefine and attempt to cultivate a work life integration while taking an active role in motherhood and focusing on my well being. I'm still trying and learning, and I believe there's so much power in validating and sharing the struggles, the lessons, and the wins we are exposed to in motherhood as a first gen working Latina mom. The last 18 months have been very challenging for all of us. Uncertainty, changes, and realities of the pandemic have impacted our state of well being, and it's definitely not sustainable. A focus on wellness is much needed, especially as working moms, when we tend to take care of everyone else's needs before ours. And when I mean working moms, I also mean stay at home moms. I was a stay at home mom for a year, and I believe during this time I have worked the most in my entire life. It is truly a never ending job. The rewards, of course, are incomparable, but we have to remember to fill our cup first. A happy mom does truly equal more happy kids. And we need more genuine stories and experiences shared by mothers like us. It also has been very alarming to see how the pandemic has affected women, especially women of color, many whom were forced to leave their careers to take care of their home responsibilities. It has shed a light on a long standing problem, a lack of flexible policies, programs in the workplace to allow parents to balance caregiving responsibilities and work responsibilities. As a Latina woman and woman of color, I believe it is important more than ever to use our powerful voices to redefine and start advocating for what a family friendly workplace should look like without sacrificing our career and well being. Historically, mothers have faced major obstacles to attain leadership roles. We need to champion our working moms and have them in more leadership roles to make decisions that make sense to working moms and working parents. We need to advocate in rebuilding workplaces so that women can thrive in their career and personal life, whether that's entrepreneurship or any other endeavor. We can do this with more awareness and conversation about work life integration, family friendly policies, more genuine conversations, and more women in leadership roles. Through this podcast, my purpose is for you to listen, connect, and gain insights from strong minded women like us to cultivate the life we want and deserve. You can do a lot, but you don't have to do it all. We don't have to travel this journey alone. Let's get started.